Hello everybody, today, me RDO, I'm gonna bring you a deck tech for Shivala OTK Paladin. I feel like this deck is just like the best version of OTK Paladin out there. It's just probably the best Paladin deck and one of the best decks in the game for sure tier 1. Also doesn't lose that much with the rotation because important combo pieces like Shivala or Baleful Banker or Holy Wrath do not rotate out. Or like Prismatic Lens is like another very good way to draw cards. And Crystology is also like a very important card in the deck. Maybe like the best card or engine in the game available to play for now. Is also not rotating out. This deck is just like straight up amazing, at least for me. It has some bad matchups, it's not perfect. Like for example, it loses to both Topsy Priest and Cloning Gallery Priest. But it still has a better chance to win against those decks than the normal OTK Paladin. And the normal OTK Paladin is regarded as a very good deck. People are playing it in tournaments and doing really well with it. This deck is just like OTK Paladin but better. You still play Uther the Ebon Blade and a way to get 4 Horsemen whenever you want. For example, you get 1 with Zola and then you get 2 more with Baleful. How does that work, you might ask? Well, you go Hero Power, you Zola the first Hero Power. You go Hero Power again next turn. If you win a 75% and get one of the 3 remaining horsemen, you can then Baleful Banker one of the horsemen. And then next turn, Hero Power again. You have to win a 50-50. And then you Baleful the horseman again. You draw your horsemen and then you just win the game by playing 3 horsemen from hand and then Hero Powering afterwards. So for matchups like Odd Warrior or Control Mage, maybe it will be easier to win with, or Mirror Match. It might be easier to win with the Uther than to win with the 25 damage. This deck is very powerful because it can very consistently deal the 25, pretty consistently deal the 50, and then also go for Uther in situations where like, I don't know, you have it on 8 and you just like start Hero Powering and it might be like easier than going for the 25. So this deck having like multiple win conditions, the 25 damage, the 50 damage, and the infinite damage with the horsemen, all these 3 win conditions taking progressively longer than each other, you can just choose for a situation what you feel like is best. Another reason why this deck is amazing is because it crushes Hunter. Like, if you have problems with Hunter, just play this deck. Like, I don't remember the last time I lost against a Hunter. And Death Rattle Hunter is pretty good against you. It's one of the bad matchups. But Death Rattle Hunter loses to every single other Hunter deck. So I don't think Death Rattle Hunter is good because of that reason. Let's go through the deck really quickly. So, Righteous Protector has the role of offering you a good minion from Crystology. And you just need enough cards to play for Crystology pretty much. And you want some defensive tool. It's one of the best cards Paladin has. Like 1/1, a 1/1 Divine Shield is like Squire, but better because it has the taunt keyword. It's also really good because if you play Crystology on 2, on 3, you can play, let's say, Novice Engineer and Righteous, and you curve out very smoothly. You can go Talnos and Righteous. Like, it just basically smoothes out your curve. Sometimes I keep it against aggro matchups, also to have a turn 1 play. Baleful Banker is in the deck for obvious reasons. The ways you can utilize Baleful Banker are either on Shivala, so basically you draw your entire deck, you go Shivala from hand, Baleful it, and now your deck is gonna be Shivala. Holy Wrath, 25 damage, guaranteed. And then next turn, you can go Shivala again, second Banker, second Holy Wrath, 25 damage again. Other ways you can use Banker, let's say you're playing against an aggro deck, and you want to play Shivala from hand, but if you play Shivala from hand, the 25 damage win condition is out the window. Well, not really. You can just Baleful Banker it, and you still have 1 Shivala in the deck. So then you have 7 heal immediately, and you still have the Shivala on the board to heal you further next turn. So there are spots against aggro where you want to play Shivala just for tempo, and Baleful Banker basically allows for that to happen without you losing your win condition. You lose your 50 damage win condition, but against aggro you don't really go for that anyways, you know. Talnos in the deck mostly because it's card draw, and it's a 1 attack minion, so it works with Crystology. Kangor, it's a 1 attack minion, but the reason why it's in the deck is because it offers you so much heal, it's incredible. There are situations where playing this is like so much better than playing Timeout. let's say I'm at 15 health, and I go Crystal Smith Kangor with like 1 or 2 Flash of Lights. It might be enough to buy you some time because you heal immediately, and they need to take care of it. And it's not that easy to kill a 1 with Divine Shield. It's very similar to Shielded Minibot. It's very annoying, very sticky minion. And also works with Shivala to heal you 14. Also works with Uther of the Ebon Blade to heal you 10 per attack. The card is just amazing. I love it from all the perspectives. It's just really, really good. Also, this deck has so much card draw. The main issue of drawing cards with this deck is making space so you can draw more cards in the future. A lot of the cards in your deck don't only cycle for themselves, like Flash of Light cycles itself, so does Novice, so does Potion, but so does Hammer of Wrath. But then you have Prismatic Lens, which is +1, and you also have Crystology, which is +1. So you need to make space for these +1s in your hand without overdrawing, because you really don't want to overdraw, let's say, Shivala or Uther of the Ebon Blade. So yeah, Kangor is like really, really nice in this deck. I really like it. You can play the deck without it. If you don't have it, just play an Acolyte. I will go to replacements after I talk about the main utilizations of every single card. So yeah, Crystology is pretty much the best card draw probably in the game. It's 2 mana, draw 2 cards, so basically better than Arcane Intellect. And the cards that you draw are most of the time gonna draw you more cards. So you have 2 Novices, Talnos, Kangor, and 2 Righteous. Literally half of your 1 attack cards draw you more cards. Usually you want 1 and 1. You want, like, let's say a Righteous and then a draw card. It's bad when you get Righteous plus Kangor, because then you don't have more draw, but you're usually gonna have like another, let's say, even if you hit Kangor and Righteous, then you just go Kangor Righteous on 3 for tempo, and then on 4 you go Prismatic Lens and you still go +1. It's just crazy. So Crystology is crazy. In most matchups, I'm only gonna mulligan for Crystology, and that's it. Like against control decks, so non-aggro, all you want is Crystology, that's it, you just throw everything away. I'll go into mulligan after, but it's pretty easy mulligan, like it's super easy mulligan with this deck. Equality, obviously one of the best cards in Hearthstone history. 2 off, works with Pyromancer, works with Consecration, very consistent, very powerful, very good. Flash of Light is an amazing card. It's a card that we just got now in Rastakan's Rumble. It's just so good. Healing 4 and then drawing a card is just amazing for what it does. Also draws 8 with Kangor. Very good Pyromancer proc. What I mean by Pyromancer proc? Well, you can go, instead of going Pyro Equality, which kills your Pyromancer, you can go Equality first, and then you Pyromancer, and then you Flash of Light your face, let's say, and then you still have a 3-1 Pyromancer sticking it there on the board. You can also use it to proc Divine Shields. Let's say you want to kill a board with Divine Shields, you go Pyromancer, Flash of Light something first, and then Equality afterwards for full clearing the board. Novice is just good cycle, and it's a 1-attack minion, which works with Crystology, just very good combo. Potion of Heroism, it's good cycle, not amazing, but good cycle. It's worse than Flash of Light because it requires a target, but it's so good when it flows really nicely. Like you go, let's say Novice Potion is one of my most played turn 4 plays. It goes with 2 cards, just very good. Pyromancer, for obvious reasons, very good with Equality, very good with Consecration, very good with cheap spells in general. And very good in his meta, which also helps. Timeout. When I was playing the normal deck, I felt like I don't want to play Timeout in my deck because I lose too much tempo, because I don't have that much card draw in the other version. Where this version has so much card draw, it would even play 3 timeouts. Because what usually happens, you draw and then clear the board, and then you're in a good spot with like a lot of health, with like 10 cards or less remaining in the deck, and then you come to a position where you don't really have any more removals left. You're out of Equalities or out of Consecrations, or just don't have a good position. And then Timeout just buys you enough time to draw your entire deck before you can kill your opponent, so it's like such a good card. The card, again, is amazing, and we knew Timeout is great. Like, when I was not playing Timeout, I was saying, I know Timeout is good, but I'm not playing it because it's not good in OTK Paladin. Well, it's amazing in OTK Shigvala Paladin. Like, I would play more than 2 if I could. Zola. Zola is in the deck, mostly because of Uther of the Ebon Blade. That's pretty much it. You need a third bouncer for Uther. Bouncer, I mean. Baleful Banker is not a bouncer, but acts like one, so whatever. you play Zola because you play Uther. Just that. If you don't have Zola, you can play Brewmaster, but Zola is better because it keeps the Shigvala on board while you still have a copy in your hand. It's just a better Brewmaster, pretty much. Corns, one of the best cards, same as Equality, staple. Hammer of Wrath as a one-off is interesting because I tried without it and it felt like playing the deck was worse. I think why this card is good is because sometimes 3 damage draw card is okay. Other times, discounting your Shivala's cost by 4 is also okay. It's just a decent card. Like, if I would want to play one more tech card, let's say people start playing Druid and I want to play Skulking Geist in my deck to have a good chance against them. Because right now, Druid is not an amazing matchup, but if you play Skulking Geist, you just destroy them. I think Hammer of Wrath is good. Prismatic Lens is one of the cards that like people really tell me it's bad, but when you play a deck, it actually feels really good. So it's 4 mana draw 2, which is not amazing, but it's exactly what this deck needs because you already have a really good way of drawing cards with Christology. So you don't mind overpaying a little bit on Prismatic Lens. So the main reason why you play this is 4 mana draw 2 and cost reduces Shigvala, and I think that matters. It can go bad. If you have Shigvala in your deck and you pull Shigvala in the spell becomes unplayable at 25 mana. Shigvala obviously becomes 0, but yeah, you don't really want that. So if you can avoid it, try to play Prismatic Lens when you already have Shigvala in your hand. If you cannot, there are some spots where it's your only card, or you still just play it and like get rid of the spell. Be careful though, you don't want to lose both your Holy Wraths. You only need usually 1 Holy Wrath per game, but let's say you don't want to tempo Holy Wrath and then Prismatic Lens when you have Holy Wrath Shigvala in your deck, because then you have a chance of losing your second Holy Wrath and then you have no damage. And you have to rely on the Death Knight to win the game. Which is not bad, but it's not as fast and powerful as the 25 burst. Talking about Holy Wrath, again, very good card. I like 2. I like 2 because of numerous reasons. 1, you can just YOLO once in case you're in a bad spot. It also offers you the chance of dealing 50 damage by going 25 one turn, 25 the next turn. It also prevents you from ruining the Prismatic Lens. If I would only play 1 Holy Wrath, I would have to only play Prismatic Lens once I drew that 1 Holy Wrath. You know how bad that is? Like, you want Prismatic Lens to flow from your hand. When you have 4 mana bomb, you play it. You don't want to like also have to wait on the condition of having the Holy Wrath in your hand. That would suck. And I want this deck to be smooth. It's good to play for tempo because it can cause reduce Shigvala by a lot and sometimes it matters. Like for example, you play against an aggro deck, Shigvala is kind of like 8 mana or something, 7 mana. You go like Holy Wrath and like timeout. Next time you go Shigvala, Zola, and like you just win the game against aggro. And you can go for YOLOs. Chat always tells me Miss Little when my opponent is at 25 or lower. I have Shigvala in my deck and Holy Wrath in my hand. Sometimes amazing things can happen. And you always have a chance to win if they're at 25 or under. Okay, Uther of the Ebon Blade. This is like a dual secondary win condition. What do I mean by that? Well, the main reason why this is in the deck is because Odd Warrior, Dead Man's Hand Warrior, whatever Warrior. Warrior becomes from an insta-lose to an insta-win due to the Death Knights. They can never pressure you enough before you finish the Death Knights. So like you just always almost beat them. And beforehand they could get so much armor that you even 50 damage wouldn't be enough to win. So it just gives you a win condition in like very slow matchups that try to stall you out. And I also like the weapon. We play a meta game with very few weapon removals. So your weapon is often gonna stick, and then 5 plus 25 is an easy way to deal 30 against, let's say, hunters or priests mostly. That's why I like the Uther in the deck. If you don't have it, you can cut it, but then I would also cut Zola. What would I play instead? 1 or 2 True Silvers. And then if you really want to deal 30, you could go like 1 Elven Archer for the memes. You can try that. But yeah, play 2 Silvers and like maybe second Hammer of Wrath if you don't have Uther and you don't want to play Zola. If you don't have Zola but you have Uther, you can play the Brewmaster. And yeah, Shigvala is the best card in the deck. In matchups where you go for the Uther, you can play it for tempo. In matchups where it's aggro, you can play it for tempo and then Zola it, or play it for tempo and then banker it. Or if you're like in a really bad spot, you play it for tempo and you don't do anything to it, and then you just try to win with Uther somehow, or just kill them on board, I don't know. But yeah, this deck flows very smoothly. Right now I wouldn't change any card. I was trying to play around with like cutting a Hammer of Wrath or cutting this, cutting that. The deck just feels good in its current form. If you guys have any improvements, just let me know. But to go quickly about mulliganing and what you can replace, before I tell you what I feel about every single matchup. So the way I mulligan, I always look for Christology. It's always a keep. In some matchups, it's the only card you look for. In aggro matchups, I like to keep Equality, even on its own. I like to keep Pyromancer, even on its own, but not always. Usually, if I'm on the coin, I'll keep Pyro on its own. If I'm not on the coin, I don't really want to keep Pyro on its own. Equality is a keep, as I said, on its own against aggro, because Equality works with both Pyro and Cons. Pyro works only with Equality. I guess it can also work with Potion, but not clearing as much as you would want. And against aggro, I also keep Righteous Protector, if I know it's aggro for sure, and I want to buy time. And against control, you just keep Christology. When do you keep Uther? You only keep Uther against Warrior, or matchups where you know you want to go for the Death Knights, for the Horsemen. So for example, maybe Mirror Match. I would keep it in the Mirror Match, because I think in Mirror, due to people playing 2 timeouts, it's easier to go for the Horsemen than going for the 25. The way I would play Mirror is I would keep the Uther, I would go for a lot of Cycle, but I would also try to pressure my opponent. I would like to keep him in the 25 range. Then, if he heals a ton with like Kangor and like maybe playing Tekal or something in their deck, then I would go for like the Death Knights. The Horsemen. And otherwise, I would like to leave myself the possibility open of going for the Shirvala. But yeah, Mirror Match and Warrior are the only situations where I would keep the Death Knight. Replacements. Well, just craft the cards, lol. I'm joking. Again, you don't need Zola, you don't need Uther, and you don't need 2 Bankers. You can play 1 or 2 Brewmasters if you want. I tried Brewmaster and I feel it's worse than playing Zola. I feel it's worse than playing Banker. But if you like it, if you don't have some of the cards and you don't want to craft them, just play Brewmaster and I think it's okay. And again, if you cut Uther, you need at least 1 True Silver. At least, because you need a way to deal the damage other than the 25 you deal with the Holy Wrath. And then you have the issue against Priest, they can go to 30 health. How do you deal the last 1 point of damage? Well, you either go 25 into 25 and hope they cannot heal that much, or it's your girl, Elven Archer. I tried playing it, it's not that bad, but it's not that good either. It works with Equality. It's amazing. You could try it, I'm not joking. Other than that... Oh, some people might not have Prismatic Lens. If you don't have Prismatic Lens, or if you don't have... I don't know, let me think of other cards that might be expensive. Okay, if you don't have Prismatic Lens, play 1 Acolyte of Pain. If you don't have both Prismatic Lenses and you really don't want to craft them, play 1 Acolyte of Pain and play the second Hammer of Wrath. You still need to keep the balance of the spells. Some people were asking me, what if you play Double Steed and Linessa? I think it could work, but I think it's pretty slow and very expensive. This deck is good because it's fast. It's either like drawing a ton of cards, or like clearing the board and drawing quite some cards. If you go Steed, that takes your whole turn. If you go Linessa, that takes your whole turn. And one other thing, even though Linessa synergizes really well with Potion of Aerism and with Flash of Light, I think you very often don't Flash of Light minions with this deck. You very often just Flash of Light your face. Other cards I could think would work in this deck is maybe Tekal, but I don't have space for it. Like, I don't know, would I cut a Hammer for Tekal? I could try it, but I think it would reduce the cost of spells in my deck by a bit too much. Like, you still need to reduce your Shirvala somehow, and I don't want to do it by playing Holy Wrath. Hammer of Wrath is like a much more expandable card, you know? Anyways, this is like very good and thorough explanation, I hope. Before I end the video, let me just go through the matchups really quickly. So, mages. I think Odd Mage is a bit difficult because they have annoying secrets. I would say you're slightly unfavored against Odd Mage. The good part, nobody plays Odd Mage really because it's a pretty bad deck. Control Mage, I think you destroy. You can kill them by going 25 into 25 almost every time. They will never heal that much. I mean, they could with Arcane Artificer, but you know the maximum they can heal. Like double Artificer Flame Strike is like the max. It's like 14. But most consistently, you can go for the Death Knight and then Horseman them. Shaman, I think Shaman is easy to beat, even Shaman. The only issues I had was when Shaman was playing double Nerubian Unraveler and drawing both the Nerubian Unravelers. That's a very good card in the current meta and very good card against us. But Nerubian Unraveler aside, this deck crushes Shaman. Because you just destroy them tempo-wise. You run them out of cards, you destroy their boards, you cycle and you then just Shivala for tempo and Zola it and whatever. You obliterate them. Druid is very tricky. I think Mechatoon Druid is one of your worst matchups. Because they draw at a similar pace, but you don't kill them with 25 into 25 most of the time. And you don't have time to like go for the Horseman usually. But that's the way you beat them, unfortunately. The way you beat them is pressure, and you try to go for Horseman, or pressure and hope you can kill them with 25 into 25. But that usually does not happen. Also, by the way, if you want to deal 50 damage in one turn, you can go 0 cards in your deck, Shirvala, Baleful the Shirvala, second Baleful the Shirvala, Zola the Baleful, and then the third Baleful on Shirvala. Next turn, you have 3 cards in your deck, you draw one of the Shirvalas, you go Holy Wrath, 50 damage. But that usually is not enough to kill Druids. So that's why I think Mechatoon is a hard matchup. How do you beat Mechatoon? Play Skulking Geist. What would you cut for Geist? Hammer of Wrath. Cut Hammer of Wrath, play Geist, and this matchup becomes really good. Why don't I play Geist in my main deck? Because it's pretty much only good against Druid and against Death Rattle Hunter, which admittedly are bad matchups, but almost nobody plays those decks because those decks have more bad matchups than your deck. So, but if this deck becomes like super played, and people start playing Mechatoon Druid and Hunter and Death Rattle Hunter because of that, you can take in Skulking Geist and then you beat those two. And then your only real counter is going to be Priest. That's the only real counter. Against which, Skulking Geist is also good because it kills the Horus Mites, cuts a bit of the burn. The other Druid is Hakar Druid, and this is more complicated. I think if you play perfectly, you're favored against Hakar Druid. Why? Well, you just draw pretty much as quickly as they do. Maybe they draw a little quicker, but when you feel like they want to combo you, so when they play their Hakar and kill it, you want to just be at 9 cards in your hand. Why 9 cards? Because Togwaggle puts you at 10 cards, but you still have the reversal option. And then after Togwaggle, it really depends on the deck size. For example, if he Togwaggles and gives you a deck that only consists of blood, then you want to stake at 10 cards in the hand and just overdraw all the bloods. Once you overdraw all the bloods, then you just win. Because before Fatigue kills you, you kill him with either your 25 Shirvala win condition or with like getting Horseman with Uther. So basically, you just need to draw your Uther, and you need to draw most of your deck, including the Death Knight, by the point they kill Hakar. And then you want to stay at 9 cards until they Togwaggle you, and the 10 cards after they Togwaggle you to draw the blood. And then their only win condition is fatiguing you. But you have like so much lifesteal because of Shirvala and because of the weapon. They don't have minion pressure, so it's gonna take them way too much to fatigue you compared to when you're gonna kill them with the Horseman. So I actually think played perfectly, this matchup is fine. But it's still hard to play perfectly because your opponent can also do some smart things to play around some of your things. What else? Paladin. Well, I think you're favored against Odd Paladin. Basically, the way I look at this deck against aggro is just as OTK Paladin but a bit better. So, you're okay against Odd Paladin. You're okay against Even Paladin. You're not amazing against Even Paladin, but I think it's like at least 50-50. And you're favored in the OTK mirror against other people playing the normal deck because they don't have available the win condition of dealing 25-25. They only have available the win condition of going for the Horseman. And you have both. You can go for Horsemen and try to raise them at getting 4 Horsemen. And you can also just kill them. So the pressure you apply actually matters, whereas the pressure they apply doesn't matter. Warlock, I think you're okay against any Warlock, pretty much. The only way I could see you losing to control Warlock is they can Reen. Yeah, they can Reen or they can Demonic Project your Shivala, but like, you have so many minions in hand, you can play on Demonic Project by just holding some extra minions, like Pyromancers and such. And then like, you don't care if you get, actually you don't care if you get Reened. If you have your combo pieces in hand, you want him to Reen you so that they deck you out so that you can just kill them, right? So, I think you're just good against any Warlock. You're better against Evolark than the other deck because they're always in range of dying. As long as you can deal with the pressure, and you can because the other deck can, you're just gonna be fine. Yeah, Warlock is easy. Now, Lapis du Resistance, as I like to call it, Hunter. The Rattle Hunter aside, this deck just destroys every single Hunter. It destroys Spell Hunter, it destroys Subject 9 Hunter, just breaks them. Like, no chance given. You just cycle your deck and clear their boards way too quickly for them to be able to answer. Most of my opponents even have Dev Rattle Rexar on 6 or 7, I don't care, I still win. You can lose to some things, like, I lost games to them going like big stealth zombies and then next turn like crackling it twice or crackling and double kill command. Like, you can lose to some obscenities, but even in those situations, maybe if I go back at the game and look at it, maybe I used one equality a bit too soon. I feel like if you play perfectly, you're gonna crush Hunter most of the time. Where is free win, as I said earlier, because of the Death Knight. Rogues is mostly odd rogues right now. Nobody's playing Quest. Odd rogue, you're favored against. You're just like the other deck, but a bit better. But it's not an insta win. If you have like no answer for the Fledgling, you're gonna suffer. The difference between this and the other deck is that you're not playing True Silver, so that might hurt your matchup. Odd rogue might be the one matchup which is a bit worse than the other version. Because the version with 2 silvers just like crushes Odd rogue, no chance given. But yeah, you don't play 2 silvers. If Odd rogue becomes more prevalent, maybe you can cut the Death Knight and play double 2 silver. Or cut a Hammer and play 1 True Silver. Like, True Silver just makes your matchup way better against this. And Priest, pretty much your hardest matchup, but still better than playing normal OTK Paladin, still like more winnable. And that's pretty much it. I think the deck is just very good. I don't have like an amazing rank. I'm like 200-ish. I'll play it more, but I think it's more like a tournament deck. It works on ladder too, like I'm pretty sure if people would play it, somebody will hit the rank 1 legend with it. It's just hard for like me to consistently get rank 1 legend by being like one of the few people playing this deck. Basically, I'm saying this deck is a bit underplayed, but if it would be like played as much as Hunter is played, let's say, people are definitely gonna crush it maybe even more than they do with Hunter. So yeah guys, I hope you have an amazing day, and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. We're gonna pump out more content because I have a new editor who's like working relentlessly to like get you some good content. And you see, I'm not only gonna do stream highlights, I'm also gonna have some special content like this review of and deck guide of this Shivala OTK deck. So I hope you guys are looking forward for more content in the future. Don't forget to subscribe. See ya and have an amazing day. Bye bye.